All right, everybody, welcome into Pillow Talk. It is the second stream. I'll do another one. I do one at noon called High Noon. This one is the second one of the day. High Noon comes on at noon, Monday through Friday. It's topics, trends, current events, headlines, anything that's happening in the world. We cover it for you right there. Noon. It's the High Noon Show with me, Pugs Moran. That's the first one that we got for you here on RadioMisfits.com. The second one, this is everybody's favorite. This one we like to, we call it Pillow Talk, and it's a little bit more conversational, and it's pretty much just Parker and myself. What? Oh! Look at this. Parker's not getting the full... There he is. All right, it's time to go to the pen. Let's make that call. Bring him in from the pen, ladies and gentlemen. It's James Parker. Nothing wrong with this song. Hi, James.
Hey.
Song might be that might be the theme for mansplaining. I'm thinking that might be the theme for mansplaining. I think that might be a good theme.
That fits so well.
Kind of like a gunslinger vibe. That's what I get from it. I get it's high noon and you're walking through town and all right. How are you, James?
I'm doing good. Doing great. I don't know. It's picked up a little extra work this week, made a little extra money, so lights are staying on. We're not getting foreclosed on this month.
Oh, all right. There's always, James, you can always fall back on your first love, gigoloing. That's people don't realize James was a gigolo. He was a North Dallas Addison. Where were you a gigolo at? The Cheesecake Factory up there at the Galleria? Where did you hold your...
Well, my home base was the Uncle Julio's on Greenville. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's where you worked your little gigolo operation out of. All right, every day we get together here, Monday through Thursday, 9 o'clock. It's myself and James Parker, and this isn't quite like the High Noon Show, which is more conversation. No, this is more conversational. The High Noon Show is more topic-driven, current events, whatever's happening, that's what we talk about. I got some stuff today, James. This is more conversational. This is me and Jay. You got some stuff today? What do you got?
I just have chitter chat. I don't have anything serious.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Just nothing serious. Just small.
Well, I don't have like a mass shooting or I don't know, someone getting fired that's anyone would know of or anything weird like no terror attacks. I don't have anything serious if that's what you're asking.
Well, we don't do serious here. That's that's kind of. No, we don't. I don't want to do it. Ain't nobody wants serious. Nobody wants us to be
whole show on abortion one day. That was fun.
We did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I must have been high. I don't remember that. How recent was that? We did a Pillow Talk show on on abortion.
Yeah, the day of the Roe v. Wade ruling. When it got overturned a couple 3 months ago or whenever that was.
All right. I don't remember that. Hey, James, what do you say we get things started here with a monologue? You want to do a little monologue?
It's more fun than an abortion.
Well, so you say. Ain't nobody need a monologue. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage here at the Comfort Nest Comedy Lounge, high atop the 1%er compound in beautiful downtown Highland Park, Texas. I am your master of ceremonies. That's what I almost just said. Take a break. Calm down.
A curtain.
I am your master of ceremonies. Now coming to the stage, James Morgenthau Parker. I think I already used Morgenthau as your middle name.
Who's Morgenthau anyway? Can I have the floor, please?
Oh, God.
Mickey Mouse garbage operation we got here.
Who's Morgenthau?
Is that like a Kentucky Derby jockey or something?
No. Just
that's so much better. Oh, beautiful.
He's the legendary. What was his name? Because this is where I use it from. You ever watch Law and Order?
No.
You've never seen Law and Order,
dude. I'm not into forensics like the rest of America, so I don't know cold case, NCIS, Law and Order. I don't know any of that.
Law and Order is above and beyond all that other garbage you just mentioned. I've never seen an episode of any of that stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
Law and Order is an American staple. How you can exist in life and have this blind spot in your cultural awareness is beyond me. Anyway, when I say Morgenthau, I'm referencing the legendary district attorney, not district attorney, who would it be? Government attorney. Who's the guy in charge of the Southern District of Manhattan?
Attorney General of Manhattan?
Yeah, the Attorney General. Yeah, the attorney. That's a legendary Attorney General, the guy that Law and Order originally was based on.
Okay.
You asked a question, and I had to tell
you.
I
did Morgenthau. I didn't even know that was a thing. It sounds like a English Champions League soccer club.
What was his name? Hold on, I got to figure out his real name.
Morgenthau, right? Am I right? Commenters will agree with me in about 12 seconds. All right, on to the monologue. According to a shocking report here, Pugs, Facebook intercepted the private messages of Republicans and sent them to the FBI during the last election cycle. Even worse, the FBI said, hey, no thanks, we already got them.
Well, there you go. Okay. Oh, right out of a polite crowd with applause.
I appreciate that. Yeah, let's go here. According to a new study, people spend 100 days of their lives deciding what to watch on TV, or 200 days if you count the program guide.
Oh, look at that. Another one. Have you ever thought about how much time you continue?
Almost half of my TV watching time is me either futzing through the Netflix menu or going through the program guide.
Do you know what I call that? I call that entertainment traffic, being stuck in entertainment traffic, because it's the same of all the time that I've wasted in my life just sitting in traffic, in rush hour traffic. I've wasted an equal amount of time, just scrolling, looking for something to watch.
It's the same thing. Yeah. So, according to Globe magazine, Maria Shriver has ruined her face with plastic surgery. To give you an idea of how bad it is, she's being pestered for selfies by people who think she's Madonna.
You can't blame her, though. I mean, the husband went for the housekeeper. She's got to be insecure over that.
According to the New York Times, Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has undergone surgery to remove a bowel obstruction. He's a literal pain in the ass.
Okay. Is he a junior? Is he a Khomeini junior? Do they have that there?
No, they have a different middle name, so it's like John Quincy Adams. It's not the same dude. Soviet cosmonaut Valery Polyakov has passed away at the age of 80. Former colleagues remember him as being very down to earth.
Oh, wow. Get it? Because he's a spacey man.
Dad joke. I got another dad joke here, so I'll apologize in advance. According to a new study, methamphetamine is getting in rivers and can turn fish into addicts. Yes, the fish are getting hooked.
Give you another CSI on that one. Why not?
I got another dad joke. According to a new report, 48 states host lice populations that don't respond to over-the-counter treatments. This has left the doctors there scratching their heads.
No way. He's got more. I think he's got more.
According to a new study, Pugs.
He does. Okay.
Male spiders spy on their sexual rivals. In fact, some spiders go so far as to conduct web searches.
Look at that. Oh.
Where's the sound?
We had a 3-second delay on it that time. No idea why.
All right, and finally,
okay.
All right, I'm out of that joke. And finally, happy birthday to former Eagles guitarist Don Felder. I don't want to say he's getting old, but these days his peaceful, easy feeling is the hospice drugs.
There you go. Right,
that feels like it's too soon, but he's not even dead yet. So can it be too soon if he's still alive? So thank you. Back off.
Not only is he still alive, but he's worth probably $500 million. He's an Eagle from the beginning. He's one of the founding members. He ain't Glenn Fry, Joe Walsh, or Don Henley, but he's been cutting.
He has a peaceful, easy feeling.
He's got full Eagles money. He's been there for the whole thing. All right, first, before we get into James's small talk that he prepared for us, We're going to recap on something that we talked about the other day. So we've got an update. You remember the fight? Remember we did the radio fight?
I love that story. So there's an update to it, huh? She got her job back, I assume, and he's gone, or
no. That is not the update. The update is here just to refresh people.
Right, we can't assume anyone's heard the others episode.
So outside of St. Louis, there's this guy who's on the news. He's like a 10 p.m. news anchor guy. But
no, all right, hang on. I did some research in this station. This doesn't reach St. Louis. This is in Troy, and it's only like 6,000 watts. So it rim shots the outskirts of St. Louis. So
okay. See, I just assumed that it was like a city license to the St. Louis market because he does news in St. Louis. So this is small market radio. This is the Edge.
Well, it's adjacent market radio. You know, they have a lot of those. They have like some towers in Sherman and Greenville and stuff around Dallas. It's analogous to this.
Where's Troy? I'm familiar with that part of the world. Where's Troy? You have
northwest of St. Louis. It looks like it's about 40 miles. So there's definite overlap with the signal that these guys are on and the St. Louis market, but it does not reach most of St. Louis, and it only fringes in there.
Hold on, let's give this a look here. Hold on. As I say, I'm quite familiar with this part of the world, having married a woman from here, and also it's not far from where I grew up.
Give me the call letters. I'll do it on Radio Locator.
Yeah, I don't know what the call letters are. It's Viper. I know it's.
No,
I don't know the call letters, but I know the company that owns it. All right, so I'm looking at the map here. Here, you know what? You guys look at the map too. And no reason for anyone to be interested in where Troy is located up, other than interest. So here we are.
Yeah. So backstory.
Right. Hold on. So there's Troy. So Troy is where the Red Mark is. St. Louis. It's that's not far from St. Louis. That's because okay. So O'Fallon isn't far from there. O'Fallon's one of the St. Charles and O'Fallon are two of the big suburbs, two wealthy suburbs of St. Louis. Yeah, but you're right. It'd be like maybe Waco. Maybe Sherman.
More like Hillsborough. Yes, like Sherman. That's exactly what it'd be like Sherman.
Like what Sherman is to the Dallas-Fort Worth radio market, that's what this would be. Okay, so he does a radio show.
And everything, but it's really just Dallas.
Hold on. This is such a beautiful part of the country.
Thank you. Now, I'll pull it up right here.
All right, we got to X out of it because that's creating too much for the two of us. We were starting to skip. Okay, so here is the story. He does mornings on The Edge, and he does news in St. Louis. One of his partners on the morning show, she was making fun of him because he was struggling with his computer, and she wasn't even making fun of him. She just mentioned that he was struggling with his computer. He is so thin-skinned as a radio host and a pretty boy news guy that he lost his shit on her. And should we play a little bit of it just so people can hear?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Right, because you don't know the level of how absolutely rude he was. Play the part where they're on the break.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get to that.
Don't even bother with the part on the air because apparently a producer the recorded or maybe just automatically records part of what was said during the commercial break when they're off mic and then send it to a local media outlet. So now the whole world knows. So someone snitched. Someone's a rat. By standards, someone's a real piece of garbage for doing that. But
so Crystal is her name. She gave him a little bit of S for struggling with his computer, and they all laughed because apparently that's a thing they do because he's Mr. Can't Do Computers and he's very sensitive about it. So he didn't like that. He made a weird sort of transition. He told her that you're not supposed to say that stuff on the air, man, and it became weird and awkward, right?
Because he kept calling her fat and stupid.
No. It became weird and awkward on the air before he called her fat and stupid. That was off the air. You're not letting me tell the story. I'm trying to set it up, okay? So this is what happened on the air. They had this weird, awkward moment, and they went, oh, man, let's just go to a break. We're going to go to a break. So they go to a break. They dump into commercials, and then this is what we hear, right? This is, let me see. Oh, for goodness sake. I hope it's still here. And by the way, it's like a 6-minute commercial break for this morning show.
Painful.
And where is it?
There's the map if you want it.
All right. Where's the fight? All right. Hold on. I can't seem to find the fight now. Oh, I saved it for a reason, and now I can't. Is this it? Let's see. Yeah.
Wasn't.
Yeah, this is it. Okay, so here's the fight. This is off the air in a commercial break.
Nasty and you don't bring up on air when I have your back. You're a fat. I don't care if you're here or not. Be like that, guys. Come on, man.
Serious?
I let it go yesterday.
But you called me stupid for the second time.
Who brought up the stupid subject?
It wasn't a stupid
you
subject.
You were making fun of me because I was dealing with the computer.
Chris was too. It wasn't just me.
No,
Chris was. Yes, he said, "Oh my God, it's gonna be here in 3 weeks."
He didn't say anything on air.
Yes, he did. Go back and listen. He was laughing when I did
You have a
it.
history of attacking me on air, and Chris
No, I don't. You have a history of attacking me on air. Are you kidding?
You and your big fat looking at. Don't come back.
Really? You're not my boss.
Well,
I'm come.
And I'll call you a every day.
Okay, good
You're
for you.
Fat, self-righteous.
That's me.
And every day that you come in this studio, I will call you what you are.
She really seems like she's the trouble one, right? She seems like she's the one that. All right, so that's a little taste of the fight. It went on for 6 minutes of him calling her a fat, stupid bitch, and you get out of my radio studio, you ain't never working again, all of that kind of stuff. Let's just say it didn't play well for him when the St. Louis Post-Dispatch ran an audio or a transcript of that recording that we just heard. Also on their online edition, you could find the recording as I just did. Didn't do well for St. Louis's favorite boy next door news reporter. He got fired, lost his TV job. Bye-bye. The TV job fired him. Guess who hasn't announced that he's fired yet, though? The radio station. The radio station has not announced that he's been fired. However, the woman that he was talking to that way got fired an hour after that. If that tape had never seen the light of day, she would have said, he really berated me. And they would have said, a typical woman just making stuff up. But that tape did exist. And they fired her the day of because they had no idea that tape existed. And they were just lining up with the piece of shit morning guy who's also, you got to imagine, if he's a news guy in St. Louis on TV, him doing the morning show in little old Troy, that's kind of a big deal for the little old Troy radio station, right? Like, I imagine he carries a big stick around that place. So he got her fired the day that happened. A couple of days later, St. Louis Post-Dispatch runs that. Then on Monday, the television news station, the CBS station, I mean, it wasn't like some off-brand station. He was in the network cycle. He was in a big market in the network CBS cycle. Boom, he's out of here. Whoa, that was a wet one. The radio station has not made any announcement about his employment there. However, show's been off the air since Monday, since the story. However, James, he's apologizing. You want to hear his explanation of him losing his shit?
There's nothing he can do but apologize. He totally sounds like the bad guy in that clip.
Got caught. He got caught. The world is filled with these kinds of bad guys. I've worked with them in radio, and they never get caught. And the people, they...
Man, can you imagine even telling a coworker you're fat and you're stupid?
I couldn't imagine telling another person that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, maybe online, you shit talk online in a different way, but not in real life. That's not a thing. Okay, so here's what they say. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch, James, is reporting that Nexstar Fox affiliate, it's not a CBS. I thought it's a Fox affiliate. I thought it was CBS. Okay, Fox affiliate KTVI and TV in St. Louis news anchor Vic Faust has been fired by the station. This comes following his off-the-air verbal tirade on Viper Broadcasting's Rock KFNS 100.7, The Viper, Troy, Missouri. As previously reported, Faust unleashed a profanity-laced tirade off the air aimed at former co-host, because she got fired, former co-host Crystal Cooper, that was caught on audio and sent anonymously to the newspaper. Cooper's Facebook page said that she had left the station on September 13th, the same day as the verbal tirade. Now, we know she wasn't planning on leaving because he said to her, "Don't you ever come back." And she said, "This is my job. I'm coming back." We heard her say that she had no intention of leaving. A couple hours later, she was gone.
So she's the one who released the audio then. If it was that quick.
I don't know. I don't know how she could. I think it was probably a producer. I think there were probably a lot of people on that show that hate that guy. That guy has not only done that. You know what I mean? They were looking for a way to get this prick out of there. But the GM loves him because the GM of Troy likes to golf with the big TV star from St. Louis. That's what that's
the guy
about.
that owns the Ford dealership has a lot of money in this show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the guy who owns the Ford dealership likes to tell his buddies, I'm friends with Vic Faust, the TV news guy. It's all bullshit. It's all. She said she left the station on the 13th, the same day as the verbal tirade, where he called her fat, stupid, a bad mother, and other expletives, including at least one derogatory term directed towards women. What do you mean one? He said bitch like 50 times. That's what they're talking about, right? I heard bitch every other word.
It was one term. He did say it like 50 times, but that's one term, cumulative. Yeah.
Unless did he dazzle in some, or did he like sort of drizzle in some C's? The see you next Tuesday?
No. In just the aggregate, there was a lot of B's, but that's the only anti-female term, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess.
I like that theory. Some producer who wants to hook up with her released it. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, that's true. Nexstar KTVI TV released a statement to the Post-Dispatch saying Vic Faust no longer works at Fox 2. Let's see. Okay, so there you go. The KFNS-FM website no longer has photos, bios, or information posted regarding the Edge Morning Show. On September 21st, the station played only music in the morning. And
how many does every town in America have a radio station that's called the Edge?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a format guide. You're supposed to stick to what Edge type formats would be. Although this little station doesn't know what they're doing because there's a Viper. Yet their branding is all Edge. So why isn't their branding Viper? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so there's some weird overlap there, but every town has like either a B something like a B93 or a Q, and there's a Q and there's a Z. There's a lot of those, but they're not necessarily the same format.
Edges and mixes are almost always the same.
Mixes, yes, and the Kiss. Yeah. What's with the Kiss?
Kisses are all the same too. Kisses are top 40. Edges are alt, and or lady alt. Not like hard alt, but
alt.
Chicks will listen to it too. That's what
like Imagine Dragons and 21 Pilots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some Maroon 5 sprinkled in maybe, and then every once in a while for credibility they'll drop a Pearl Jam song. Are
you ready to tell me the Adam Levine story?
I'm following the Adam Levine story, but hold on, we're still on this one. Faust also posted on his Facebook, James, and here's what he had to say about the whole situation. Here is his mea culpa moment. For those of you who aren't Catholic, that means I'm sorry or my bad. I would have apologized immediately, but for my now former employer's request that I not speak publicly until they completed the investigation. I did reach out to Crystal 3 times trying to apologize before the story went public. Yeah, she ain't taking your calls, dude. No way. Yeah,
let go like an hour after the show. So how much of an effort was really made?
Right.
She told me, all right, screw her, fire her.
Right. You only reached out after you learned, after the Post-Dispatch called you for comment on the story. That's when you realized that he was in trouble. Despite the issues that we had for weeks leading up to me being secretly recorded, he's the victim.
You're in a radio studio and someone secretly recorded you.
Sorry, dude. I can tell you from firsthand experience, there is no legal expectation of privacy when you are in a recording studio. anything that you say, you have to assume is either for the public or being recorded for posterity. No judge, there is precedent. No judge would, in other words, he doesn't have a leg to stand on if that's what he's.
Well, look, the point isn't whether or not, it's like constitutional or whatever. There's a microphone in front of your face, idiot, and it recorded you being a butthole. And so now we all know you're a butthole. Whether it's constitutional or not is a separate issue. We now know you're an ass who doesn't deserve the job.
And again, because of my own personal legal history, I can tell you that the legal precedent says, was there any reasonable expectation of privacy in this place? And no, not in a radio studio. There is no reasonable expectation of privacy when there's microphones everywhere.
You keep hammering that really hard. Do you have some sort of experience with this?
Yes.
Pugs that you like to tell us about?
I was secretly recorded. I'm just telling you what the law says.
At all. Yeah, I know.
It goes on to say, despite the issues we had for weeks leading up to me being secretly recorded, I should have never acted like I did to her. I know there are people who don't believe that I'm sorry.
You're not.
Hi, I'm one of them.
Me too.
I get it. You don't believe that I'm sorry. I get it. I have earned all the bad that comes with this. I had a terrible moment, recorded, and I will regret it the rest of my life. Those who know me best know that I'm not a bad person. I thank you for your public and private support. I also say thank you to Fox 2 General Manager Kurt Kruger and Fox 2 News Director Audrey Primwich for treating me with so much respect during my 7 years plus at the station. It's nice to be treated with respect in the workplace, isn't it, Vic?
Yeah, isn't that nice when people treat you with respect? That's so cool.
It is. Boy, really appreciate that.
Glad you could recognize that.
So it looks like old Vic Faust, he might get his TV career back. He might even get his radio career back, but he's going to fall down the market size ladder a little bit. He's probably going to go from St. Louis and Troy to Tulsa and, whatever. Muskogee. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Although, James, let's not kid ourselves. We know this business. He could be on his way to New York. He could fail upwards. People do it all the time in this world, especially in the radio business. So who knows? All right, that's your update there. James, what do you got? Small talk me to death.
Tell me the Adam Levine story.
Oh, okay. So,
listen, I'm in this weird hole right now where, because I don't have a daily radio show for first time in God knows how long, I'm literally just trying to not keep up with the news as much and just slow my roll and live in the moment and smell the roses and all this crap while I can, because I know I'm about to get another job and then I'm just going to have to be locked into this crap whether I like it or not. And so I'm in the position where a lot of days where I have like a half day's worth of work and the rest of the day I'm goofing off, and the only real news I get is me being exposed to memes. So I saw a lot of Adam Levine today, and they're cracking me up without even knowing the story. So now I'm dying to know the story because I know all the punchlines that go with it.
Let me tell you, man, that's probably a spiritually healthy way to live today. Just get you all your news from memes. That's it. You don't need to. It's funny that you say that, because I kind of had an awareness of something today. I used to watch news all the time. I had news on all the time. First thing in the morning, you put the news on first. I have not watched any news, certainly cable news. I've not watched any cable news in over a month. I have now completely segued my viewing habits over to on-demand viewing. I don't put on the news and flip around the channels anymore. It's, all right, what am I binging on Netflix? Let me jump back into this. So all the news that I get in the morning when I'm researching for the High Noon Show, and I purposely avoid any of the politics, and I just focus on the good stuff, like the Adam Levine story. So, James, here's the story with the Adam Levine. Of course, Maroon 5. Adam Levine got everything going for him. He's like,
are you a fan?
I'm not a hater. I mean, Maroon 5, not really my thing, but they write pop songs and, get my toe a tapping. I don't have any real hatred for them.
I like them probably more than you would suspect. I like them.
I don't have any hatred for them. I'm not one of these guys. That band sucks. I'm not one of those guys.
They've got incredible range. They've come out with hits for like 20 years now, and the longevity says a lot. And like the actual music's okay. Like it's not Mozart or Jimi Hendrix or anything, but for what it is, it's really good. He's good. The sucker. Anyway, what are you doing over there?
Really thirsty. Just killed off that whole bottle. Yeah, I feel the same way. So, but he's one of these Tom Brady types who's got absolutely everything.
Everything. Yes.
He's got looks. He comes from money. He's got looks.
TV show,
talent,
band, yeah,
popularity, everything. Victoria's Secret wife. So he's in this happy marriage, and his wife is pregnant, and he, for some reason that I can't figure out, he reached out to an old girlfriend of his the other day, and he asked her permission to name his new baby, which is coming with his wife. Remember, he's reaching out to an ex-girlfriend. He asked her via text for permission to name his new baby after her. Her name is Sumner, and he apparently likes that name for a boy. So he's got the pregnant wife at home, and he reaches out to the ex-girlfriend, and he's hitting on her. I mean, if you read the full text conversation, he's got a pregnant wife at home. Yeah, she's a Victoria's Secret pregnant wife, but still, he's Adam Levine. He doesn't need to put up with that nonsense. He wants, he wants something else. So she's an Instagram model, this old girlfriend. What a surprise, Instagram model. So he asked her if he could name.
That's not a thing.
What's that?
Instagram model sounds so funny. That's anybody can claim to be an Instagram model. You're take pictures of yourself and put them on Instagram. Isn't everyone on Instagram kind of an Instagram model? But anyway.
I think everybody, yeah. I think that's a good point. Everybody. However, we don't all cash checks.
We don't all monetize it as well.
Yeah, some of them do. So she blew him up on TikTok. She made a TikTok. How inappropriate is this? He's calling me. He's got a pregnant wife at home. I don't really want to do this, but this is the wrong. Like, that's what she was saying. She was saying, I'm so embarrassed to be doing this. You guys know that this is not me. And I'm like, you're an Instagram model. Anything that gets clicks is you. This is going to get more clicks. I have never heard of you before. And now I've heard of you.
Right. Okay.
Hold on, I let the stupid dog in.
All right, I'm going to grab a beer too. Same time.
Oh, look at this. We got a little break coming. All right, folks, deal with it.
Hey, I beat him back. Look at that. All right, tonight's beer is a Shock Top. It is a Belgian white. It's not racist. It says it on the label, so don't get upset. Don't cancel me. Putting in a pint glass from the Bulldog in New Orleans. They have, or they used to do this thing on Wednesdays where if you bought a pint, you got to keep your glasses. And so sometimes I come home with like 12 glasses. Started giving them away for Christmas presents. I have like 30 of them now. And they all have different crap on them. Bulldog.
I just chugged another bottle of water.
What is with you and water? What are you, a camel now?
My mouth is so dry right now. I don't know what happened. It's like all of a sudden I signed online and boop.
All the Viagra. Is that what it is?
Okay, so
Adam Levine, he named his new son Sumner. Did that already happen?
No, I don't think so. I think she's still pregnant. I think that, but the story just broke. So he's being criticized. The stupid people out there are really digging down on why would you name your child after your ex-girlfriend, which is the stupid thing to look at. The question is, why is he reaching out to his ex-girlfriend at all? What is he doing? He is flirting with her. Oh, and by the way, the text exchange included stuff like her saying to him, when I first saw you, I knew I was in trouble. Him repeating back something to the effect of, oh my God, I thought you were so hot. And then he says, and I'm hot too. Like it was just like two attractive hot people going, oh, we both looked at each other. I may have screwed that up, but it was such a weird conversation that it wasn't about, oh, by the way, I would like to name my child. He ain't going to name his child after her. He was saying that to her in some weird pickup way. Like that, you know what I mean?
This game.
It's just game. He was just gaming. He was trying to cheat on his wife.
You've seen this too. I've seen this. You've seen it too. Some of these famous people are people, because I've seen radio people with just a modicum of success. They don't have to develop game if success happens for them at a very young age. They've just been able to show up since they were like 23 years old and be like, hey, my name is John. I'm on the radio. Like, you know, it shouldn't be that easy, but for a lot of people, it has been that easy. You know, like I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't like a real example, but if somebody like Billy the Kid, who's just been retarded famous for God knows how long, if he doesn't have any game. Now, I bet he does, but people like that never had to develop game. And so is Adam Levine one of those dudes?
Well, okay. So Billy the Kid, like that's the fame game. Billy the Kid, who I love, don't get me wrong, but Billy is not in the Tom Brady, Adam Levine league of just drop dead good looks. You know what I mean? If Billy the Kid,
the point being, if it's that bad for Billy the Kid, imagine how much the chicks are falling all over an Adam Levine.
Right. Which is an interesting point that you make, that let's take a guy like Tom Brady. Tom Brady has, compared to you and me, Tom Brady has no game. Tom Brady has never had to work that muscle. He has never had to develop the skill of making a girl laugh in order to get her to pay attention to you. Tom Brady has walked into every room.
Interesting, or you know, when you get home and the girl says, "How was your day?" You better tell her an interesting story. You better have a you bet, because that she wants mental engagement, and she wants you to engage, and she wants it to be interesting, not you talking about how you had to reboot your computer like 6 times because you're out of memory on your hard drive or whatever real stuff that you want to tell her. And Tom Brady doesn't have to do that. Adam Levine doesn't have to do that. They just have to show up.
Have you ever I mean, of course you have. Who hasn't? He's the GOAT. He's been on our radar for 20-something years now. But every time I hear Tom Brady talk or give an interview or something, I'm always like, he is a dope. Tom Brady is kind of a dope. He's not like scintillating. He's not interesting. He's not gregarious. He's not fun. He's very kind of boring, and he's just handsome. He's handsome and he's successful, and that's all he needs. But you know, this whole thing where Fox or whoever it was gave him like $200 million to come be in the broadcast booth after he retires, that deal that he did a couple of months. That's going to be a disaster. Tom Brady's going to suck at that. Tom Brady is not. You remember how bad Drew Brees was? I mean, Tom Brady is going to be worse than Drew Brees. Not everybody can be Tony Romo. Not everybody can be that.
Right. How some people have it and some people don't. And I saw some YouTube videos years ago on Richard Sherman, who took a microphone down to the Strip and was just doing man on the street bits. And he was really good. And that makes sense because, you know, when you hear him in interviews, he's not like, you know, just sort of Tom Brady.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman's brilliant. He's a Stanford grad. That dude's no dummy.
Oh, dude, and he's got sort of like the radio chops. He could totally do what we do. He's one of us, like, because he went down with the microphone and recorded himself doing man on the street bits. Like, who does that for fun? But people like us. Tom Brady doesn't do that.
No,
dumb people don't do that. People who are concerned about being exposed intellectually and looking like an idiot on camera don't do that. It's smart people and confident people. That's who does man on the street bits.
Confident. Yeah. Confidence is very important for the man on the street thing. I used to get upset when somebody would go from the sporting field to the broadcast booth. When I was a young broadcaster trying to make, I'd be like, you know, I didn't like it. I thought it was nonsense. And you know what, though? There are some sports guys who have great personalities. The biggest personality in American sports today is Pat McAfee, a punter for the Indianapolis Colts. You know, he has it. Like, you want to talk about a guy that would do an amazing man on the street thing. Pat McAfee is quick-witted. He's hysterical. He's gregarious. He's huggy. People love him. He likes people. It's not.
Well, for people in our position, it's easy to take that angle. It's like, well, I've been working on this for 20 years, and he just shows up, and he's supposed to be better qualified than me. Look, for as good as I am, and for the natural talents I have at doing this, imagine me if I had to spend 12 years in an NFL huddle. How much better would I be? I would have insights that no one else would have, that that you can't go out and buy. And so
but that's not even his thing. I think the thing that from this past week of shows that he did that's biggest is his takedown of the Lord of the Rings. He doesn't. I mean, he's a personality. Pat McAfee doesn't just do X's and O sports. In fact, he does very little of that. It's all just.
That's the dangerous part, is he can do what we do, and he was actually in an NFL huddle for 12 years.
Not only can he do what I do, which bothers me, because again, he got to be an athlete, he got to be a pro athlete, even if he was a punter, he got to do all that stuff. But then he came into my world, and in less than like a year, I had to sit there and go, oh my God, he is better than I could ever hope to be. He is just naturally a mega talent at this. He was one of the best punters in football. He's better at being a personality. So I just get upset with that. Tom Brady, no personality though. He sucks. All right, what else you got? We got anything else you want to get into?
All right, I'm a fan of a website called humanprogress.org.
Okay.
And humanprogress.org is not very titillating, and for a lot of people it's very boring, because it does what people say that they want. It does what people say that they prefer, and that it gives you all the good news that's going on in the world, all the progress that humanity's making, the fact that every day on planet Earth 380,000 people are getting electricity for the first time. They tell you those stories. They tell you the stories about how world hunger went from people living hand to mouth, 90% of them 100 years ago, to now it's 9% of the country, the planet lives in grinding poverty. And so it's a relentless, optimistic focus, and it's a regular part of my rotation. And one of the most heartwarming stories I found on there recently is how much the cost of a song has gone down. So the cost of a song for almost all of human history until less than 100 years ago, the only way you could hear a song is if someone played it in front of your face. All right. It's very recent that we had audio recording that was available to the common man. And so if you start it with the pressing of vinyl records, you go back to the 30s, kind of the 40s, really. Are you okay? Okay, you're with me so far. All right. So it used to be back in the day when you went and bought a record, it was 5 cents, but minimum wage or whatever it was 25 cents. So what you really had to do to go buy that single was you had to work about 26 minutes. Or I forgot what the calculations is. Maybe I should go find the article real quick. Humanprogress.org. And here it is, musical abundance. Maybe I could just read this real quick, because the stats are astounding. Let's see. In 1955, unskilled workers were earning 97 cents an hour. So the price of a song at the time was 40 minutes worth of work, because the records were 65 cents each. If you look at it, Bill Haley in the comments, Rock Around the Clock, first big rock song, 3 million singles in 1955. Unskilled workers earning an average of 97 cents. So 40 minutes worth of work. So now if you go fast forward to what you paid in the year 2007 or whatever, when the iPhone came out, for a song on Apple, well, it went down to, instead of being 65 cents, it was 99 cents, but the average worker was earning $14.50 an hour. So that put the price around 25 minutes of work. It goes down from 40 minutes of work to 25 minutes of work. So now we have the situation where you can go get a Spotify account or some other subscription to Amazon Music or Apple or whatever. You can go stream any song you want, right? But the deal is, how many can you do? As many as you want. It's infinity. So if you played, saying the typical song runs 3 to 4 minutes, you can play 12,342 songs per month. And if you divide that into what your subscription is for the account, it comes up to just pennies, just fractions of pennies, actually. So the price.
Well, I can tell you, I just paid my Spotify today. It went up, went up because I signed up for the premium Spotify Duo, which is a new thing, which means my kid can now listen to music at the same time as me. $14. It's worth it to me. As much as I use Spotify in my everyday life, $14 a month is totally worth it to me. To have any song that I want at my fingertips instantly. $14. Oh.
And each song would cost you around the 1/8 of a second of work.
Yeah, probably based on,
one second of work.
That's interesting. So the price of music is more affordable today than it ever has been, and that is a reason, ladies and gentlemen, to think the world is better, I guess.
This is the golden age of everything. This is the golden age of music. This is the golden age of TV. This is the golden age of movies. This is the golden age of what is going to be, self-produced content. We're in the infancy of that, and it's going to be its own little whole genre.
Oh yeah,
that is going to be recognized pretty soon. There's going to be Emmys and Oscars or something for self-produced content. Like crap like we're doing now. It's coming
at some point. Yeah. You said the golden age of television, which reminds me. Ooh, all that water is coming back. Woo! Aren't you? You're re-binging The Sopranos.
Yeah. So you want to know where I'm at? Chris,
hold on. I do want to know where you're at, but I also would like to let you know that I have also recently restarted my binge of The Sopranos, and I just recently finished season 1. So I am getting ready to start season 2. So where are you at now?
Chris DeSanto just got jacked up on heroin and sat on his dog and killed it.
Frenchie, or wait, no, it was Adriana's dog.
Yeah, I don't remember the damn dog's name.
Fifi, something like that.
Furio just he went to Italy, he came back, he's just torn over his feelings for Carmela, and so then he just split back to Naples, and no one has an explanation for it, and that's where we're at with that. But man, that needs to go away, because dude, you're gonna get yourself killed.
Furio?
Yeah.
Furio. Yeah, he knows it. Furio knows it. He knows he's in trouble. How cool is Furio, though? Isn't that a cool character?
Me and my wife are just so happy anytime he's on the screen, because his accent's funny, but his attitude's just hilarious too, because he's the guy that always seems like he's on vacation.
Hold on. Let me show you something. Now that you're watching The Sopranos, this will be funny for you. Okay, hold on. Wait till you see this, and you'll never be able to see this. You'll never be able to unsee this. Okay. Okay. So you know how Furio and Carmela, they've been dancing around. They haven't really, but you know what I'm saying? There's some trouble.
Yes. Well, she's been helping him decorate.
Yeah.
Helping him decorate his new house, because that's what friends do.
Oh my God, I can't find it. Where is this meme at? God darn it. This meme was circulating everywhere a while ago, and now I can't find it.
Did you say God darn it?
I said God darn it. That's it. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to waste too much time on this, because I do have something else I want to get into. Can I find it? Can I find it? All right, I can't find it. Anyway, there is a meme out there, an absolutely brilliant meme. My son always makes fun of me for saying it wrong. So if you take Furio and Carmela, and if they had a child, it would look exactly like Trevor Lawrence. And there's a meme out there where it's Furio on one side, Carmela on the other, and Trevor Lawrence in the middle. And it's like, holy cow, that is insane. That's as insane as when you see Ronan Farrow next to Frank Sinatra, where you're like, oh my God, that is so perfect. I can't find it. Anyway, I just started season 2. So that's what I'm about to start. I wanted to mention this was a funny thread that showed up on Twitter this evening, just before we signed on here. And it concerns HBO shows in the golden age of television. Okay. So here's the post. It says HBO should let their characters cross over into other HBO shows where it makes sense. I'd like to see Uncle Baby Billy ride a dragon. Okay, so if you don't know who Uncle Baby Billy is, that's not funny, but it's actually pretty funny if you do know who Uncle Baby Billy. What's that?
Who is that?
The Righteous Gemstones, the HBO show. He is a Walton Goggins character. He's a former child star evangelical who is now an old, aging evangelical preacher who still milks the fact that he was famous when he was 10.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Very funny character. Very funny character. So they want to see him ride a dragon. So it got me thinking. Think about that. Of the HBO universe, let's consider like the Marvel universe. Let's consider the HBO universe. Like which shows would appropriately, overlap? Like for instance, some people then started suggesting overlaps, which I think is really great. Some of these are great. Like, couldn't Tony Soprano have some kind of crossover with what's happening in the streets of Baltimore on The Wire? They could have some business interests in Baltimore. It's East Coast crime, right? So you could see that. Another one that I like here is somebody suggests, how about what if Ted Danson hired Barry to kill Larry David? Like that would be a funny crossover where you have Bill Hader's Barry suddenly on Curb Your Enthusiasm because Ted Danson is pissed at him. Here are some of the other ones. By the way, if you have any crossover ideas, go ahead. Like I could totally see.
Well, is Ted Lasso an HBO show?
No, that is not in the HBO universe. No, but I could see like somebody like from The Sopranos. Okay, so I could see who could it be? Who's somebody in this age group? Could you see
The Wire? Is that a HBO show?
Yep. Yeah, The Wire is. Well, I already used The Wire example with The Sopranos, but I'm going to use another Sopranos. Like, couldn't one of the Sopranos crew members pick up the old sex lady from Sex and the City at a night in Manhattan? You know what I mean? Like, couldn't Holly Walnuts or something get set up with the Kim Cattrall character? You could see that because she's a hoe.
Oh yeah, and they're in New York and he's in New Jersey. There's total overlap there. Big overlap there.
They could totally cross paths. Absolutely. All right, let me see what some of these are. Okay.
You feel like there could maybe be an overlap with True Blood and Big Love because they're kind of set at the same time, and I don't know.
Yeah, there absolutely could, because I've never seen either one of those. But yeah, those are two shows that I have never seen. Never saw it.
My favorite HBO show is Eastbound and Down. I haven't even seen them all. I'm just a big Kenny Powers fan.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I don't see a whole lot of overlap with him anywhere except for Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I don't know why I can't find these. There were some good ones.
Veep, there's Silicon Valley. Oh, that's a pretty good one.
Veep in Silicon Valley. Yeah, by the way, chat room, if you got any ideas here, give us some good crossovers in the HBO universe.
There's Girls, there's Treme. Ooh, Rome. I forgot about that one. Newsroom.
So what could Rome cross over? Rome would have to cross over with, I don't know, Game of Thrones. Because again, the rule is where appropriate. But
maybe Band of Brothers.
Maybe do that. Let me see here.
Oh, you know what? If you start going through the list here, there's Extras, the Ricky Gervais, Ollie G show, Vice Principals. There's a lot of good shows. I need to watch more HBO.
I can't. I don't know. I can't find it now.
Succession and Sopranos could overlap.
Succession and Sopranos could overlap, but Succession could also overlap with the Newsroom because the Succession,
very much so. Succession could overlap with Sex and the City.
The Newsroom could be the other competitor, the CNN to Succession's Fox that they're trying to buy. Right. You could do that.
That huge overlap there.
Like, what else do I?
Or
what else?
Kendall could go on a bender and like smash Samantha or something.
Somebody suggested this. Are you familiar with The White Lotus?
Is that a euphemism for something?
No, it's an HBO show. It just won a crap ton of Emmys. It's spectacular. It's amazing. It's a Mike White show. It's really good. So you're not familiar with it?
Is that like Jack White?
No, White Lotus. It's about a resort where all kinds of fucked up things happen, like people get murdered and stuff. It's fun. It's funny. It's great. It's seriously, dude. You've never heard of White Lotus? I think it just won best, right? Didn't it just win best drama at the Emmys, best comedy, or best?
It's so weird because I keep up with the Emmys.
Well, no, but you do keep up with pop culture, and the Emmys
I
are an
do,
indicator.
and I don't know White Lotus. It sounds good though.
So somebody suggested that the first season cast of tourists from the White Lotus, because they won't repeat for the second season, they could go to Westworld. They could, their next trip, like all of the tourists who are on the island paradise in White Lotus could now, for their next year's vacation, go to Westworld. And you could have that overlap, which I thought was good.
Does Tenacious D count as an HBO show? Is that an HBO show?
Sure. Tenacious D could probably overlap with Flight of the Conchords. They could play a show together.
Oh my God, they go on tour together.
Yeah, they could play a show together. Look at Byron. Byron, what are you, Byron? 70? Byron throwing out Arliss? Who remembers Arliss?
Arliss, yeah, the Gary Shandling show.
From 1990 or whatever. No, Arliss was Robert Wool. He played a sports agent. That was a good show. Arliss could overlap with Ballers. The football show. Arliss was a sports agent. Arliss could easily overlap into Ballers.
Wait, wasn't Ballers Showtime?
No, Ballers was HBO. The Rock, and Rob Corddry, and HBO. Yeah, that could work. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I'll make a list. Maybe I'll share it with you tomorrow. But as of now, the show's over. It's 10 o'clock, James. Hey, by the way, tip the show if you can. I need your tips. We need your tip this last month. We're going to be self-sufficient moving forward, but I don't get no money coming in for another month. So if you want to help out the show one last time, we sure would appreciate it. You can tip us there at Venmo. You can tip us there at Cash App. You can even use PayPal, although I'll think less of you. No, I'm kidding. PayPal's a pain in the ass. PayPal, oh, there he goes. James leaves again. He doesn't care. Hey, Dallas, what's the deal with this HEB in Frisco? Why is everybody freaking out that there's an HEB? Oh, my God, there's an HEB. It's a grocery store. It's Frisco. Frisco has every grocery store. Frisco is... There's now an HEB. What is everything, $3 cheaper? No? Well, then why are you excited? Why did you let some stupid regional brand whip you up into a frenzy because they built a new store in Fry? We'll be back at noon tomorrow for High Noon. High Noon, every day. Topics, current events, everything that people are talking about. We'll do that. I hate baseball. I hate baseball. I'm done with baseball. You don't have time to hear why, and you don't care. I just thought I'd tell you. What else? I used to love baseball. I have nothing but team gear for a team that I despise right now. I have a closet filled with gear for a baseball team that I hate more than... I hate baseball. And let me tell you something, my football season ain't looking too good either. I ain't fooled by Cooper Rush. My Bears are going to... Basketball? When does the NBA season start? Suppose my Bulls can make the playoffs and then be a first-round exit. I got no sports to root for. All right. That's why I'm going to go in the other room. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to go in the other room, and I'm going to watch the new Netflix Dahmer series. I'm not going to watch all 10 episodes, but I'm going to watch a couple. I'm going to get severely freaked out before I fall asleep tonight. Take my melatonin gummies, and then I'm going to spend the next couple hours watching Jeffrey Dahmer. One of my first jobs in radio. Not first jobs. First assignments on my first job in radio. Whew, I had to go up there. Milwaukee is not far at all from Chicago. It's a quick car ride. I don't know, an hour maybe. Just shoot up the lake. So when I was a young radio pup, the Dahmer story had broken like the night before, and all this stuff was happening in Milwaukee. So my morning show was like, we need somebody up there live on the scene covering it. So that was like my first job. I got in my car. I drove up there. I was at Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment when they were bringing out the big blue tubs. I'll never forget standing there. Oh my goodness. They were bringing out these tubs that they had from this dude's house. And these were the heads that were in the refrigerator or whatever they were. And it was so creepy. I drove home. I drove that hour home going, I just feel dirty. I just feel like that was not a good vibe. And all of these people, oh, by the way, he lived in like a real hardcore like gangland project. And he was like the only white guy. I mean, I was there with the throngs of media and the police and the tape and all that kind of stuff. And I got to walk around the apartment building. I even got to look inside. They took his door off the hinges. They took his door off the hinges because anyway, so you could just walk by. It was all taped off and all that stuff, but yeah, creepy. It was just weird. So I'm going to enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy watching the Netflix thing, because I have some very teeny tiny little attachment to that story in my own personal history. That whole thing ended the way it was supposed to, with him getting stabbed to death in the prison laundry. That's pretty much, nobody needed Jeffrey Dahmer to be alive, for much. We didn't need every 10 years for them to be some ABC exclusive interview with Jeffrey Dahmer. We don't need that. We know what he did. He's a broken man. There's something severely wrong with him. Stabbed to death in a prison laundry is pretty much the best outcome we could have all hoped for, Jeffrey Dahmer. He wasn't curing cancer. All right, we'll be back tomorrow at noon for High Noon. I am Pugs Moran. This has been the Radio Misfits podcast platform. Quest.